There's a break in the circuit. I know how to work it. I know how to fix this. I know how to stop this. Hooligans lead the way with gasoline for the flame. The boogeyman at the gates with no regrets. He's insane. He's a ruler in a game. When it rains, it pours, and the core is raw. It bleeds, and I fear it's over. It's a force in motion, a never-ending ocean, and you think that it's the final thing you No remorse, it's over. No remorse, it's over. No remorse, it's over. No remorse, it's over. No remorse, it's But the devil's in disguise. It's in his hands, it multiplies with no reason to his rhyme. There's no rhythm to his crimes. He will take what he finds. When it rains, it pours. Oh, and the core is raw. It bleeds, and I fear it's over. It's a force in motion, a never-ending ocean, and you think that it's the final thing you
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. We're going to be starting off with a Tripoli all about Iran. The first video is titled, Rubio says U.S. can meet Iran war goals without ground troops and expects it to end in the next few weeks. Then in the second video, it's titled, Pentagon weighs sending 10,000 ground troops to Iran. It's both sides of the coin, I suppose. Rubio saying that we don't necessarily need the troops. Pentagon saying if we do, we're going to send 10,000 that way. Then for the third of the Tripoli, furious Republican storms out of secret Iran briefing. This time about Nancy Mace. And she's not necessarily turning her back on President Trump, but it seems that she's not completely on board with the way he's running things with the whole Iran situation. Then we got a video titled, President Trump's signature will soon appear on the U.S. dollar bill. And that's going to be interesting. And they are butthurt about it in this video. This reporter, whoever's reading through, they are severely butthurt. They need Ben Gay because they've been gay. Then we got a video titled, Iran-linked hackers breached FBI Director Kash Patel's personal emails. Now, there's no serious information leak or anything like that, but Iran got him. Then we got a video titled, Judge rules Pentagon's actions towards Anthropic is classic First Amendment retaliation. So it seems like Anthropic is going to stick around, which is fine with me because I've been using Claude, and I think Claude is the best AI out there. I've actually been having a lot of progress with it. I just created 4 apps or 3 apps or so. I just built a whole server using Claude and shit. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. So government and Anthropic, they're still going back and forth. That's our follow-up. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it's provided by 10 Man. It's titled, "That's Gonna Itch When It Dries." Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled, "Secret Service Agent on Jill Biden's Detail Accidentally Shot Himself at PHL," the police say. Now he is okay, but that was a really stupid thing that happened. Then we got a video titled, "House Ethics Panel Finds Florida Representative McCormick." We're going to go with that because I don't know how you... That first name looks like it's spelled incorrectly. That's how bad it is. But they're saying that she committed 25 violations and that she misused $5 million here as it's supposed to be FEMA funds. They don't mention prison at all. Then we got a video titled, "Judge Hears Arguments on Fulton County 2020 Election Materials Case." It's a really interesting video. This is obviously a follow-up. We've been covering them since they raided Fulton County and seized those election documents and all of that. They're severely butthurt in this video too. They spend 3/4 of the video calling Trump a liar and saying it's baseless claims and this, that, and the other, but we know what's going on over here. Then for the last little bit of the news, it's not Lefties Losing It, because Lefties Losing It doesn't do the thing on Friday for whatever reason. But I tried to find something that was kind of funny, and it's titled, "Beta Males, New York City Singles Spill on Red Flags and Dream Dates." It's a 4-minute video where they're going around doing public interviews, asking people what they look for when they're trying to get dates and stuff like that, and I thought it was kind of funny. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's unfortunate cookie that was provided by Bree. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one is provided by Ghostly, and it's titled, "Let's Get Petty." And our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and that one's titled, "When the Wife Makes You Mad, But You Don't Hit Women." All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Guessum? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Zero? What's up, Hair Juicer? And what's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Patriot Dad, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat, Patriot Dad. Let me see. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tony Rez? What's up, Mrs. Satan? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. What's up, Thormac? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. Scrolling through here. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. I think we did. Hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us back on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kig? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let me see. Obnoxious Scott, give it another try, because I just reprogrammed the entire server in between lives here, so give it another shot. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let me see here. And what is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Agent O, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. Mrs. Satan, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Joe? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, we're going to be starting off with a Tripoli. This first video here, Rubio says U.S. can meet Iran war goals without ground troops and expects the situation to end in a couple weeks. Now, when we were covering President Trump a little bit ago, he kept kind of highlighting the fact that he's calling it an operation or something along those lines, because if he refers to it as a war, then there's a legal issue with that because you have to involve Congress. And that's how simple legal matters are. It's not about justice. It's as simple as how you word things. It's never about how things are done. It's about money and foolish shit. And that's why I can't stand the legal system. Either way, hit that like button and let's get into this.
As the Department of War has consistently outlined, we are on or ahead of schedule in that operation and expect to conclude it at the appropriate time here in a matter of weeks, not months, and the progress is going very well. Obviously, we have some work to do. We have to finish the job, and we are finishing that job. I did describe to our allies, however, that immediately after this thing ends we're done with our objectives, one of the immediate challenges we're going to face is an Iran that may decide that they want to set up a tolling system in the Straits of Hormuz. Not only is this illegal, it's unacceptable, it's dangerous to the world, and it's important that the world have a plan to confront it. The United States is prepared to be a part of that plan. We don't have to lead that plan, but we're happy to be a part of it. But these countries have a lot at stake. Not just the G7 countries, but countries in Asia and all over the world have a lot at stake and should contribute greatly to that effort to ensure that neither the Straits of Hormuz or frankly any international waterways should ever be something that's controlled or tolled by a nation state or by a terroristic government like the one that exists in Iran today in that radical clerical regime. So there seemed to be a lot of buy-in to that concept. There's a lot of work happening right now. The UK has played a prominent role in bringing that together, but other countries as well. And there seems to be a lot of acceptance of all that. And our allies and partners here, at least to me, seem to be appreciative of updates on our operation and an understanding of what lies ahead over the next few weeks.
All right, so that's the first of the Tripoli there. Rubio, give us a brief update on how that's all going. We're going to get in the second video really quick. Now in this video, it's titled Pentagon Weighs Sending 10,000 Ground Troops to Iran. Hasn't happened yet. They're still debating it, but of course the news has got to do a lot of fear mongering. Make sure you hit that like button and let's get into this.
And now to the Iran war as Israel targets Iranian nuclear assets. There are new reports the U.S. is considering sending 10,000 more troops to the region. ABC's Devin Dwyer has the latest from Washington.
Today, just hours after Israel threatened to escalate and expand its campaign against Tehran, Iran's nuclear facilities coming under attack. Several new reports say the Pentagon is considering sending an additional 10,000 U.S. ground troops to the Middle East.
We can achieve all of our objectives without ground troops, but we are always going to be prepared to give the president maximum optionality and maximum opportunity to adjust to contingencies should they emerge.
And less than 24 hours after President Trump once again extended his deadline for Iran to open up the Strait of Hormuz to shipping traffic, Iran today doubling down. A newsreader on state TV announcing the Islamic Republican Guard Navy closing the strait to any ships to and from ports of allies of the U.S. and Israel. 3 Chinese cargo ships were turned away today, and Iran is said to be tightening its chokehold on the strait with a toll booth policy, charging ships to pass through.
There are some in the Iranian regime that are going around saying that they want to make the Strait of Hormuz tolling thing, they want to make it permanent. That's unacceptable. The whole world should be outraged by it.
President Trump today hosting farmers at the White House.
How good is our military?
As American agriculture is being impacted by the war, hit by rising gas prices and fertilizer prices, as much of the world's fertilizer also passes through the Strait of Hormuz.
It's a definite shock to the system. I mean, when one of your main products that you need goes up 47% in 2 weeks, it's hard to digest that and adjust to that.
U.S. officials tell ABC News more than 300 service members have been injured so far, including 10 seriously. Most of those injuries are said to be traumatic brain injuries. The Pentagon says 13 Americans have been killed in action in the Iran war. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, get into our third of the Tripoli here. Third video is talking about Nancy Mace. Now, she's not real thrilled with how all of this stuff is going with Iran. This is her right after getting an information briefing with the whole situation. Let's get into this and then we'll hop in the chat.
Congresswoman Mace, just the woman I'm looking for. So what made you decide that you wanted to join onto this war powers resolution?
Well, I've got to read it first. I didn't say that. I got to read it first. But at this juncture, a month in, and based on the briefing we had yesterday from the Pentagon and Intel, I believe that Congress needs to have a say in how this war progresses.
Why? What is your biggest regression? Like, what are they not briefing on? What are they not informing you about?
Look at it, we're a month in. And some of the information, I was disappointed with the lack of information we got yesterday. But look back, you go back to Pearl Harbor, President Roosevelt declared war through Congress. You look back to the AUMF of 2001 and 2002, President Bush, who I vehemently disagree with going into Iraq, still came to Congress to get authorized use of military force. So I think now is the time for Congress to get the answers to our questions so that we can make a decision on how we move forward. President Trump has done a phenomenal job so far. He's been excellent, but I am deeply concerned about the Washington war machine getting their talons into the White House and getting us into a protracted and elongated and endless war with Iran. This does not need to become the next Iraq, and that's what it will be if we put troops on the ground. I deeply believe that based on the briefing that I had yesterday?
I talked with Senator Graham, your fellow South Carolinian. He said this is President Trump's decision. This isn't, him saying. What are your thoughts?
This needs to be Congress's decision.
Okay. So that's our update on Iran and all of that mess. First video, Rubio talking about the situation in Iran, talking about Iran charging fees for going through the Hormuz Strait and all of that, saying it's illegal, but then also saying if they are going to do it, then we should be involved. Maybe we can get a couple doll hairs off of it. We'll see. In the second video, Pentagon says that they are considering sending 10,000 troops to the Middle East. They mentioned 13 Americans have been killed so far in the situation with Iran. Then in the third video there, Nancy Mace doesn't seem to be on board with how President Trump is handling the situation in Iran. She thinks Congress needs to be involved and also mentions that there doesn't seem to be any exit strategy. So we'll see how all of that turns out. Next up, President Trump's signature will soon appear on the U.S. dollar bill for the 250th birthday of America. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what your hooligans think about this Iran update. Zero, Congress can't even agree on showing ID to vote. They're idiots. Yeah, I don't think getting Congress involved is going to do anything. Hair juicer, no boots on the ground. Why did they raise the age for the draft? Shut your mouth. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really worried about the draft, but we'll see how it all turns out. Happy freedom to you, Green Eyes. Thank you for joining us. I don't know. The whole war thing is weird to me. It's according to President Trump, we are hoeing those people, and then everybody's like all worried about forever wars and stuff. And I don't how it can't be both. It can't be both. Like, we can't be going lenient on these people because we could smoke them in a day, so we're trying to hold back to give them time to work their shit out. But then at the same time, this is going to be a forever war. We can't have both. It's one or the other. Somebody's lying here. What's up, Chris? Happy freedom to you. Dormac, I looked that up yesterday. The draft age hasn't changed. I've heard a lot of people talking about that stuff, but I just don't worry about the draft. I just don't. I don't know. I think that if they did instate a draft, there would be so much resistance, especially because of the COVID lockdowns, that you'd know if there was a problem with the draft, because everybody would be getting mad about it. Like, everybody would not just be getting mad, people would be resisting in a big way. So I don't know. I try not to worry about it. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. Totally care. I heard Hormuz provides a lot of fertilizer. Yep. Every time they moo. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wrench? Happy freedom to you. Totally care. Is it a war or a conflict? It depends if you want to get Congress involved. Phrasing matters. Oh, I appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you for sticking with us. Zero, it's a targeted mission. I trust Trump's plan. It'll last 4 or 5 weeks. How many weeks are we in? I know one of those videos said, I think we're on week 4 or something like that. We'll see how it all turns out. Snooks, the draft age in the U.S. is from 18 to 26. I thought it was a little higher than that. I thought it was higher than 26, but we'll see. Zero, we're on week 3. Yeah. I don't imagine it'll last much longer, but you never know. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rez, they upped the enlistment age to 42, not the draft age, while Iran lowered theirs to 12. Holy crap, that place is such a shithole. What's up, Daywalker? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Addie Walker? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom. They have a lot of ass hats in the Middle East. Yeah, Guess Who? That definitely sounds like it. What's up, Crazy Knights? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mike Ingalls? What's up, Boost of Flames? What's up, Jagula? What's up, Tar Kitty? What's up, Redwater? Happy freedom. All of you hooligans over on the Goof Tube. Redwater, Nixon bombed Cambodia without an act of Congress. Yeah. Well, like President Trump was saying earlier when we were covering him, it just depends on how you word it. It doesn't really matter what you do, it's how you word it. Now, I'm sure that there's probably some extra power you could probably get if you get Congress backing it as an actual war, but it doesn't seem like we actually need it with the situation in Iran. Snooks enlist now up to age 42. Yeah. Thormac, I couldn't have made it through basic at 42. I think that every once in a while. I'm dealing with all these problems and stuff. I'm like, could I even join the military if I wanted to? I think I'm too just worn out to be able to even do that. Chris, don't need troops on the ground with drones. That's true. That is true. Let's move forward, hooligans. Like I said, President Trump's signature will soon appear on the U.S. dollar bill. That's exciting. Now, like I said, they are severely butthurt in this video. They give you a little bit of information. They spend the rest of the video squawking about how much they hate it. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
A new push by President Trump to leave his mark across the federal government. His signature will soon appear on the U.S. dollar in honor of America's 250th anniversary. It is the first time a sitting president's John Hancock will appear on paper notes. The currency joins a long list of things that Trump has slapped his name on. The Trump Kennedy Center, there's the fleet of Trump battleships. There are national park passes. That's just a few. Just how long did it take for George Washington to be featured on American currency? 135 years. Okay. Jefferson was featured on the nickel 129 years after he left office. Jackson, the $20 bill, 92 years. Washington gets his face on the dollar 72 years after. Lincoln, $5 bill, 49 years. Lincoln, the penny, 44 years. Now, of course, the president currently still in office.
Oh, they're real mad. They're real mad. There's going to be lefties in the street burning their doll hairs. They're going to be all bent out of shape. Good stuff. I wonder when it's actually going to happen. They're saying it's going to, but I wonder when are we going to see these doll hairs with Trump's signature on it. Either way, they're saying that Trump's signature will appear on the $1 bills for the USA's 250th birthday. And like I said, the lefties are going to be real mad about this. Next up, Iran-linked hackers breached FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email. Now, this wasn't like a top secret information leak or anything like that. They just got the best of Kash Patel. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Trump's signature being on the dollar bill. Noxious Scott, I don't know why you're having issues with the player. I think it's a cookie situation. I don't know why you'd be having issues with the player. It doesn't seem like anybody else is. I'll figure it out, Obnoxious Scott. Russell, I'm gonna frame one and send it to my little bro. Who's you talking about? Oh, the Trump signature doll hair. There you go. Sir, I wonder if they'll do a limited run. That's a good question. They might. Ranch, they don't want hooligans controlling bombing runs. See, that's what they need. That's what they need. Obnoxious Guy, did you accept the cookies? Because you might not be able to see media because of the cookies. Green Eyes, libs will take the money but badmouth Trump. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about TikTok. Lefties are on TikTok constantly talking shit about President Trump. Non-stop. That platform would be banned right now if it wasn't for President Trump. And the same thing with stimulus. You know, when we were getting stimulus during the lockdowns, they were talking a bunch of shit, and they still were cashing those stimulus checks. And just like we were supposed to get the tariff checks, which now sounds like it's off the table, lefties, I bet they'd be excited to get those tariff checks, but then they still want to talk bad about President Trump, because that's what their lying leaders tell them to do. That's what they tell them to think. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for the $5 hairs over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Says, hooligans from my perspective are regular, working and worked Americans, like-minded, silent majority. I agree. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Lone Wolf? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rez, is his signature going to be in Sharpie? President Trump just sitting there signing single dollar bills? He might. You never know. Lone Wolf, I want the Save America Act. Don't want a payoff check. Need the check, but don't want it if the vote's not secure. Yeah, Lone Wolf, I agree. Guess who? Strippers got new dollar to count on their hard work with Trump's name on it. That's right. They'll be happy about it. Agent O, Sergeant Spidey Mac. Can't hardly walk. They'd kick my ass out. Tony Rez, did Rumble crash? I don't think so. Let me take a gander. I don't know why we're having technical issues. I'm not seeing any problems. I haven't had any problems today. No, it doesn't look like it crashed to me. I don't know what's going on. Tech. There's always something. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. Redwater, I'd be a tank driver. I don't know where they'd stick my ass. Right in the mess, I'm sure. Tony Rez, having trouble with Rumble. Fuck. There's always something. What's up, Right Mind? Happy freedom to you. Meta, better late than never. Appreciate you being omnipresent. Alright, hooligans, let's move forward. Like I said, next up, Iran-linked hackers breach FBI Director Kash Patel's personal emails. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up. Kash Patel, his nudes got leaked. Everybody's seen his feet pics now. Anyways, hit that like button and let's get into this.
Hackers connected to the Iranian government have breached the personal email of FBI Director Kash Patel. The FBI says that they're trying to mitigate this breach of his personal email, and they note that there is no government information that was implicated. What we know is that the emails date back from 2011 to 2022, and they're mostly mundane things such as photos and some personal effects that he was trying to look for an apartment. There was some emails also that he forwarded from his government account back when he worked for the Justice Department National Security Division. Now, the Iranians have been very active in response to the current war between the United States and Israel and the Iranians. They've been targeting government officials. They did this back in 2024 as well, targeting Patel, a number of other officials, including John Bolton, who ended up in having some legal problems because of some of the information that the Iranians exposed that he had been sending from his government account, according to prosecutors. Underscores how active the Iranians are in trying to respond to the ongoing war.
Okay, so nothing too serious there. It's just kind of embarrassing for Kash Patel more than anything else. It's whatever. It's whatever, as long as it's not like classified information getting leaked. It ain't that bad. And even when classified information does get leaked, it doesn't seem like anything happens. Not that it's good, but I think everything will be okay. They're saying the Iranian government has breached Kash Patel's personal emails, and they say that no serious information has been breached. Like I said, they were just looking at pictures of his kids and stuff, or whatever they found. It's not great, but it's not that bad for the country. Next up, judge rules Pentagon's action towards Anthropic is a classic First Amendment retaliation. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about Kash Patel having his emails breached. Obnoxious Guy, it's working now? I want a solid confirmation here because it's like top of mind here. I don't want you guys to have a bad experience. I work very hard to like give you guys the best experience ever. I'm so serious. Like 5 a.m. sitting here, birds are chirping, and I'm like click clacking on the keyboard trying to make things better every single day. What's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom. Kash's emails are going to be send Bobs, please. I wonder what they did find. It was probably embarrassing. They were like, oh, we got the wrong email here. Think about how motivating it probably is, though. They successfully made it into the email. So I bet they're trying to breach other ones now and probably are glowing while they're doing it. Obnoxious Scott, I'm glad it got worked out, Obnoxious Scott. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Brandon say found his new Viagra order. Yep. They were like, let me get some of that. Russell, I'd be scared to be in the Iran military. Oh, I'd be too. Well, I wouldn't want to be in that situation altogether. I wouldn't even want to visit Iran, military or otherwise. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Iran. I wouldn't even want to be able to see Iran, like, at all. I don't want to be near a neighboring country or anything. That whole place seems like a shithole over there. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Either that or Minnesota. I can't stand Minnesota. Green eyes, probably Russia again, like Hillary's email hacker. Well, they're saying it was the Iran government. Now, I wonder how they can tell if it's their government versus just some Yahoo over in Iran. I also don't understand how they're like so slick about that. There's so many cyber criminals that come from that side of the world. I'm like, you guys don't shower correctly, but you can do that? I don't understand. Hold on a second here. There we go. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Survive in Minnesota. It's not the people. It's not the people. I've told you guys this story before, and I'll make it quick, but my buddy needed me to come get him. And he had moved to Minnesota, but he's from here, more or less. He needed me to get him from North Dakota, but I had to go through Minnesota. And so he hit me up. He told me, hey, enough's enough. I need you to come get me. And I literally dropped everything and walked out the house. It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Not the best time to go on a field trip. So I left the house. It was like 15-hour drive or something like that. And I had a whole situation where I got lost at one point. It was the middle of the night. They have no gas stations. West of Illinois, apparently they don't run on gas, they run on thoughts and dreams, I guess. And so I was about to run out of gas. I didn't know where the hell I was. I got off the freeway to find gas, couldn't find it, and before running out of gas, I jumped my car into a field. And then when I backed up out of the field, I slammed on my brakes doing a 3-point turn, all pissed off, and when I slammed on the brakes, I blew both my brake lines. And so then I had to call dispatch and have an officer come out. Then the officer held me at gunpoint after I called them for help, because that's what happens when I call for help. Police draw guns on me because I'm so fucking scary. And then had to sleep in the police department. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, they escorted me to a service station where they repaired my brake lines for like $800 or something crazy because they knew I was desperate and didn't have a choice. And then when I got to Minnesota, I experienced all levels of weather in like the 2 hours I passed through it. And I picked my buddy up successfully. We threw his shit in the car. And then when we traveled back through Minnesota, we went from like 50-degree weather, flat land, nothing going on. And as soon as we crossed the state line into Minnesota, it was raining hell from the sky. There was semi-trucks in the fucking ditches left and right. There was flares everywhere. There was like 6 inches of ice on the road. The car was galloping the whole way. And we tried to avoid this winter storm, so we started heading south, even though it was going to add another like 2 hours onto the trip. And as we went south, the rain was so hard that we couldn't see, and we had to pull over and like let the rain for a little bit before we can continue on. And all I know is the worst part of the experience out of all of it, the brake lines, everything, Minnesota fucking sucks. That's all I know. I don't want to fly over that state because this is bad luck. It's bad juju in Minnesota. So anyways, that's why. I don't have no beef with the people in Minnesota. It's just something about that place is bad luck. Russell, the tip is don't go to Minnesota. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So look here, you got pizza and beer. I'm jealous. I'm gonna eat orange chicken and rice after this. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to right after this because we got to do the voice chat, but we'll see how it goes. Patriot Dad had brake lines blow out on my way to work in the 94 Bronco. Yeah, and then you call into work and they don't believe you. And he's sending them pictures. They're like, that's AI. You're fired. And like, what? Life's hard. Tony Rez, it wasn't Rumble, it was my browser. Wouldn't load anything. Had to switch browsers. What are you on, Tony Rez? You guys should be using Brave browser. Brave browser is the best. Jagular, why would you put your junk on the internet? Well, because believe it or not, there's not always single locals in your area. Like the spammy ass ads pop up. Like, hot locals in your area. It's like, nah, I live in the middle of nowhere. Paid your dad, fix it yourself? What a badass. Guess who? You're out in Minnesota too? Well, like I said, I ain't beefing with you guys. There's something in the air. It's causing me problems. Chicky Chops, get a mortgage? I wish I could. I tried. There's no houses here for $220,000. What's up, Too Real? Happy freedom to you. Russell, remind me about the brake line. All right, I will write a reminder. I want to say I got a couple reminders for the voice chat. Guess oh, they found Cash Patel's only cash on the email. I knew it. They got him. Anyways, moving forward here. Zero, because Minnesota is attached to Canada. It could be. Anyways, like I said, next up here, Judge rules Pentagon's action towards Anthropic is classic First Amendment retaliation. Let's get this pulled up. Now, we've been following up on this story quite a bit. The government was using Anthropic's AI to go get Maduro, and then it also assisted us in doing those first couple strikes in Iran. Why is this not loading? There we go. And the government was all about it, and they wanted to make a deal with Anthropic to continue doing what they were doing. And Anthropic was like, yeah, that's great. We don't want you to do surveillance on the American people. We don't want you to build autonomous lethal weapons without a person in the loop controlling things. And the government was like, nope, we can't agree to those terms. And so they decided to not partner up with Anthropic. And then on top of that, they said that they're going to label Anthropic a threat to the supply chain and basically dismantle their whole company as a threat to the national security. Basically, you're going to do what we want or else is how the government's going, which we see that with Iran, but it's really shitty to do that to an American company. Well, things aren't that easy, I guess, and this judge is ruling in favor of Anthropic. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
A federal judge handing Anthropic a win, blocking the Trump administration's designation of the company as a supply chain risk. Mackenzie Sigalos is following that story for today's Tech Check. Mackenzie, what happens now?
Hey, Kelly. So this is a huge win for Anthropic, but it is a long legal road ahead. The judge called this classic illegal First Amendment retaliation and said the Defense Department offered no legitimate basis to conclude that Anthropic's usage restrictions meant that it might become a saboteur. So the supply chain risk designation is frozen. The government-wide ban across 17 federal agencies also on pause, but the injunction doesn't take effect for 7 days, giving the government this window to appeal before anything actually changes on the ground. But the company's already suffered undeniable financial and reputational damage. CFO Krishna Rao saying they've lost billions in business. Amazon and Microsoft, Anthropic's own investors, were asked to certify they weren't using Claude in defense contexts. And that's really the biggest practical thing that this decision does do. It protects the contractor ecosystem. So companies using Claude in their products can keep working with the government without ripping it out. And then on the consumer side, Claude surged to the top of the App Store. Anthropic saw stickiness among retail users that it hadn't seen before. Those we know aren't as lucrative, but it was still a major departure from past precedent. And then looking ahead, Kelly, there's a second parallel case in D.C. It's a statutory challenge, 3-judge panel, 2 appointed by President Trump. TBD on that outcome. But if the government appeals this decision in San Francisco, there's a good chance that these legal battles could still be active when Anthropic files for its IPO.
Okay. Now, something I want to bring up real quick is she looks like Alina Habba Habba a little bit. She looks like she's related to Alina, the long neck of justice. Anyways, this is, like I said, a follow-up, and they're saying that this judge is saying that the government is doing classic First Amendment retaliation, and it seems like Anthropic is off the hook when it comes to the government labeling them as a threat to the supply chain. But the government has the opportunity to appeal, and if they do, this will continue the legal troubles for Anthropic. So we'll see how it all turns out. Oh, I just realized something. I can't say it on the live, but I just realized something because we're using Anthropic and for certain things, because I'm building new things that I think are really great. And I'm paying for Claude. You got a free version, but I'm paying for it, and everything I'm doing is for work. And so I just kind of realized something. But anyways, next up we got our midlife break or funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by 10 Man, and it's titled "That's Gonna Itch When It Dries." It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about Anthropic, the government trying to label them as a threat to the supply chain, and this judge ruling as, nah, the government's just kind of being an asshole in the situation. Holy crap. I thought that was actually a picture of me for a second there. The booty cheekers. I was like, how'd you get this? This is what I wear when you guys aren't here. So wandering around in my unders, naked as Klaus. Snooks, it does look like me. That caught me off guard. I thought it was me for a second. I was like, how the hell? It's like, what was I doing in voice chat last week? Sarah, we haven't heard from Alina in a while. Busy gathering info for court cases, maybe. She was interviewed a couple days ago. Snook sent me a story, and I can't remember. She was just talking about her thoughts and opinions on Iran, and that's why I didn't make it on the schedule. But I think she's still, I'm trying to remember, because I know she was trying to be some special person in New Jersey or something like that, but they replaced her because they couldn't get her certified. I'm not sure what she's doing now. Actually, I'm going to look it up really quick. Because we need to know, what's the long neck of justice been up to? I almost wrote Alina Haba Haba. Yes. So she's currently serving as a senior advisor to the Attorney General for the U.S. Attorney's Office. Let me see. Yeah. So I guess that's what she's doing as of right this moment. And I guess it began December 8th. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet for Alina Haba Haba. We'll see about getting her on the schedule sometime soon. Yeah, Zero, that's what I was just thinking. That right there. Zero, wow, a judge made a good decision. Obnoxious guy, and it's a Obama judge at that. Yep. I know not everybody's like all excited about AI and stuff, and I don't really think AI is that damn great, but I just don't think it's right for, in this specific situation, for the government to mistreat an American company when all the company did wrong was have actual morals that I agree with. And I usually don't agree with these big ass companies and stuff because they're a bunch of shitheads and God only knows the terrible things they do. God only knows the terrible things these people do. But I don't want to see the American people get surveillanced. I'm already on camera and I got problems because of that. And so that's a thing. And then also using lethal, basically building Terminators. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants autonomous lethal weapons because everybody knows the potential risk of what happens when things go off the rails, right? And so I think those are pretty acceptable terms there, but the government not only disagreed with it, but they retaliated against this American company because of that. And I think that's wrong, in my opinion. Hey, and you guys got chicken and dumplings? You guys are eating good today. Told the carriage I was building a girlfriend. I'm trying. I'm trying. It's lonely over here at the Hooligan Capital. Sitting here at the command center by my lonely. The nights are long. Patriot Dad, Alina and Rita are waiting for me to towel them off. Be right back. Well, you know, don't pull anything, Patriot Dad. Make sure you do your stretches and whatnot. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom to you. Cass, it is. Brave Browser. can be used for anything, phone, PC, etc. Yeah, I use Brave browser on everything. I have ever since my identity got stolen from using Chrome. I was using Google Chrome and everything was connected to it, and somebody accessed my shit, and they didn't just breach my account. They took my YouTube channel, they took the cameras, they took the Google units. I mean, they took everything when it happened. It was devastating when it happened. I almost didn't survive it. Luckily, I was able to directly contact YouTube like themselves, and they helped me work it all out. Thank God. But after that, I don't do anything on anything unless it's Brave. Even like everything I'm building, everything I do on the website, the apps that I'm creating, all of it is optimized to be used on phones, pretty much all devices, and to be used specifically on the Brave browser, because I just don't trust anything. I mean, I don't trust anything, but I don't trust any browser except for the Brave browser. Stoner, you only say you don't want Terminators because you look like John Connor from Terminator 2. All I'm saying is if I see Arnold Schwarzenegger anywhere, I am running in the other direction. That's all I know. Not testing it. Snooks, how'd you post that GIF all huge like that? Gigantify. What does that mean? Oh, shit. This is like some new stuff on Twitch. That's interesting. That is interesting. I wonder how that became a thing. Weird. Anyways, they got new stuff on Twitch. They're trying desperately to get people to come back to the platform, but it's really censored over there. What's happening on the GoofTube? Let me reset things. Traffic has been super slow on the GoofTube. I don't know why. I feel like something weird is happening. Normally we got higher numbers on GoofTube than we do on Rumble, which is not how I want things to go. But now we do way better on Rumble than we do on the GoofTube. And that's great, but it seems unusual, like something else is happening. What's up, Salty Ginger? Happy freedom to you. Well, be safe out there. Those crazies, they're out there. Obnoxious Scott, the only time I use Chrome is looking up auto stuff. Yeah. The only time I'll use Chrome is if I need to know when a restaurant closes. Otherwise, I don't use it. But Chrome is optimized for that. So you can type in, like AutoZone, right? Car needs some parts. When does AutoZone close? I type in AutoZone, tells you the hours right there without having to dig any deeper. That's it, though. Otherwise, I use Brave for everything. Is there all people on YouTube coming to Rumble? Yeah, it could be. Snooks, it gives you a bit. Interesting. I'll have to look into that Gigantify stuff on Twitch. I didn't know that was a thing. Either way, moving forward here. Wait a minute. I just did it. So did I just give myself a bit? I don't know. I'll look into it. Anyways, like I said, moving forward, we got our midlife break. Our funny video halfway through. Now, hold on a second. I'm trying to jump the gun here. Like I said, this is our midlife break, and today it was provided by 10 Man. It's titled, That's Gonna Itch When It Dries.
It is, look. God damn. She turned them panties into a G-string. Fuck. It is, look.
My goodness. Yeah, she needs to go wipe. Anyways, getting back in the news here. I knew you guys would like that. Next up, Secret Service agent on Jill Biden's detail accidentally shoots himself, says the police. Now, he is okay. He went to the hospital. He's in stable condition. But, man, that was stupid. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. let's get this pulled up. Jill Biden was hanging out with Secret Service, and he got antsy, and he shot himself to get away from her. I don't think that's what happened, but that's what I'd be doing. Anyways, hit that like button and let's get into this.
Breaking right now at noon on CBS News Philadelphia. A Secret Service agent is in the hospital. Police saying he accidentally shot himself outside Philadelphia International Airport while working a detail for former First Lady Jill Biden. CBS News Philadelphia's Dan Snyder is at PHL right now. Dan, what is the atmosphere like?
Well, Siafa, you can see me right now, behind me right now, this area in front of Terminal C, now back open to the public. That only happened within about the last 40 minutes. Take a look at this video. This is what it looked like for hours out here in front of Terminal C. Lots of police activity, much of this area blocked off with police tape. As you mentioned, Philadelphia police telling us that this all happened while a Secret Service agent was on detail for former First Lady Jill Biden. Now, I did speak with a man who was here, saw and heard everything that happened just at around 8:45 this morning. He also gave us this video that he says happened very shortly after that gun went off. He tells us it appeared the Secret Service agent was trying to get into the back of one of those big Secret Service vehicles. That's when the gun went off, and you can see there a lot of personnel working on that Secret Service agent. Philadelphia police tell us that that agent was rushed to Penn Presbyterian Hospital. He was last listed as stable. Right now, no real impacts here to the Terminal C. Things moving smoothly inside, and again, drop-off going smoothly as well. So no real lingering effects from this incident. We do have a call out to Secret Service for a comment on the incident. We are waiting to hear back. For now, live outside Philadelphia International Airport, I'm Dan Snyder. Siafa will send it back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for the update.
Okay. Silly. What a silly situation. Silly Secret Service. So one of Jill Biden's SS details accidentally shot himself. They say the agent was getting in the back of a vehicle, and you can see the trunk open, and it makes me wonder, was he climbing into the back of the vehicle, or was he like hopping in the back seat? And either way, how'd that equal him shooting himself? Like how did that, what was he doing? If your firearm is holstered, how does that equal shooting yourself? I don't understand. I feel like he was mishandling his firearm or something. Either way, they said he went to the hospital and he is in stable condition, so he'll live long enough to think about his actions, which is good. Next up, House Ethics Panel finds Florida Representative McCormick has committed 25 violations. They say that she misused $5 million in FEMA funds in order to fund her campaign. They talk about how it's really, really bad, but they don't mention any prison time, which I think is bullshit. She stole from us. Either way, that's what's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about the Secret Service agent shooting himself. I really think he just wanted to get away from Jill. He wanted to get away from Jill Handler. Russell, I'd shoot myself too if I had to handle Jill Handler, yeah. It's unfortunate, you know? It's unfortunate. Those days where you just don't want to go into work. This guy's like, I've had enough. I've had enough. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. Sound like a Jake break? Yeah, it did. Wrench, he was fighting his thoughts. Yeah, exactly. Russell, I've never had a negligent discharge. Nope. Neither have I. Never had a premature one either, just saying. It's good stuff. It'd be terrible if I had an accident happen here because it's subsidized housing, so it's federal property. They'd be like, white Supreme Pizza hooligan was shooting guns on federal property trying to kill his neighbors. Meanwhile, it's just a picture of Klaus sleeping and shit. It's like, come on, man. Life's hard for no reason. What's up, Kung Fu? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. Kung Fu, 5 million's a lot. It is a lot. Pay and distraction needed on the site. You think that's what happened? Something was going on. They wanted to avert attention, so they discharged the firearm. It could be. I don't understand why else it would have happened. It just seems weird that they were not in a situation to draw their firearms, so you could assume that their firearms were holstered. How did they shoot themselves? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Jill was cleaning it and it went off. That's what he said. You know what they say, you rub the fireman's helmet. What's up, Daynon? Happy freedom to you. Thormac, he probably did it to get out of the detail, yeah. Paid, maybe your YouTube bots are gone. What do you mean? The cyber criminals? Or you mean like that's what's messing with my algorithm over there? Sheila Cherfilus, I try. Guess who? Jake Biden. She's the new Big Mike. What was everybody saying she looked like? She looked like some sort of rock star or something. I don't know. And what was she even doing? That's what I'm wondering. What was Jill Biden even doing when her Secret Service decided to let himself have it? He was doing a little self-discipline there. What's up, Johan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Lee? Happy freedom to you. The SIG P320, I was wondering that too. Did he have the firearm where if you like squeeze the slide in the bottom of the front of the gun together, it'll discharge accidentally? Could be. Doesn't this? I thought Secret Service ran with 5.7s though. Maybe that's just nonsense that gun people talk. I thought that's what it was though. I thought they ran with like FN 5.7s. Right, mine. Hope he missed his wiener. He shot himself in the leg, but they didn't mention which one. Snook's Jill was flashing him. He just couldn't take it. Green Eyes Workman's Comp. There you go. Obnoxious Scott should have been safety on at that point as well. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I don't know. Hopefully we get a follow-up on it because there's a lot of questions. Hair juicer. I don't know why that's happening. We haven't messed with the chat at all. I will see what I can do here, juicer. We haven't done anything with... I don't have that kind of control over the chat. We own the player now. We're going to own our own chat over there pretty soon too. I had to build a server, then program the server, and then do it again for the chat and for the live stream player. Eventually, we'll have our own encrypted messages and everything. One step at a time. What's up, SOS? Happy freedom to you. Kung Fu probably had a liquid lunch. Could be. He was feeling real brave. Here, juicer. He just wanted to get out of he wanted to get out of work for the day. That's what it was. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, House Ethics Panel finds Florida Representative McCormick committed 25 violations, and in the process, she stole $5 million doll hairs from FEMA funding. She's a real winner. The Dems are going to want her to be president. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
A decision today after a high-pressure hearing that was held for South Florida Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick.
A rare hearing at the House Ethics Committee held for hours yesterday. She's facing more than 24 charges for alleged misconduct. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is in the newsroom with more on the ruling announced today.
That hearing went late into the night. Hours later, literally this morning, the panel voting to affirm all but 2 of the 27 counts against the Congresswoman.
What does exist is a mountain of evidence.
A fiery 6-hour hearing went almost to midnight.
And the allegations before us are extremely serious.
After hours of overnight deliberations behind closed doors, the House Ethics Panel found what it called clear and convincing evidence that Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick is guilty of 25 of 27 charges against her. The Congresswoman faced accusations she stole $5 million in FEMA COVID funding, mistakenly paid to her family business, then redirected it into her campaign for Congress in 2021.
More than half of it was paid to the Congresswoman and her friends and family, and of that, the vast majority went into her campaign.
Cherfilus-McCormick faces federal criminal charges, too, for those same accusations. She has and does deny it all.
At the very least, you have to give us a hearing. You have to allow me to call witnesses on her defense.
The Congresswoman's attorney arguing the timing of this House hearing leaves her unable to defend herself in the upcoming federal criminal trial scheduled for next month.
I have my client on the one side of me saying, that's not true. I want to get up and I want to testify and I want to explain something. I have to advise her not to, because I have to protect her Fifth Amendment rights for the criminal case.
That panel rejecting that argument, saying criminal court procedure has built-in protections for that. After its April recess, the full House Ethics Committee will meet to decide sanctions. That could be anything from a formal reprimand, fines, or the most serious, actual expulsion from the House. Back to you.
Okay, lots of...
And then the most serious, expulsion from the House. You mean 25 years in prison, right? That's what you're talking about? Because you know, losing your label and all your little privileges isn't shit. If one of us stole $5 million from FEMA, they'd never see us again. We'd just be gone. I'm tired of the special treatment on Capitol Hill. It's so stupid. The House Ethics Committee says that they've proven that the Democrat Congresswoman committed 25 violations while misusing $5 million in FEMA funds in order to fund her campaign. They mentioned that there is a criminal case coming up, which sounds like potential prison time, but then they don't say anything about prison. They do mention the possibility of fines and her being, outed or whatever, but she still misused the money. That doesn't undo anything. It's nonsense. But they don't care because they stole from us. They didn't steal from them. She stole from us. And so that's the real situation there, and that's why it sucks. Next up, judge hears arguments in Fulton County 2020 election materials case. Now, this is an interesting story, but it is going to be frustrating. They're going to spend 3/4 of this story calling Trump a liar, saying that there was evaluations and investigations in the 2020 election and that there was no irregularities found, which is a complete lie. That shit is straight up lies. And like I said, they're going to be bashing Trump, lying, and spilling propaganda, very much so, in this next video. But at least they're moving forward on the situation. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about this dusty Democrat stealing $5 million from FEMA, which is stealing it from us. Zero, she billed for $50,000 and they sent her $5 million. Yeah. Obnoxious Scott, and they're diving into the Ukraine funds, finding their way back to Biden. Yep. They need to actually do something about all of this. Did you guys see all the stuff? I almost forgot. Did you see all the stuff that the White House was posting? They're posting pixelated messages on or images on X. And then they had a video that they put up, I think earlier today, that maybe, I can't remember if it was today or if it was last night that I was reading it. I barely sleep. But they put out a video where the audio was in reverse. And so people were reversing the audio, and it was saying something like big announcement tomorrow or exciting announcement tomorrow. And then I don't think anything actually happened. I don't know. I've been sitting here working this whole time, so I haven't had a chance to go check it out. I guess we could pull it up real quick just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I figured we would have a whole bunch of Q people in the chat today, and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't heard anything about it. Now, let me see if I can find some of this just to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm not just making it up. All right. So this is the White House page, the official White House page over on X. We'll do full screen. And then this was posted 10 hours ago. Something new, loading screen here. You guys can't see my mouse, but either way. Let me see. Then that was alive. This is the video I was talking about, this played in reverse. We'll go ahead and play this real quick. It's only 7 seconds. Okay. So like I said, that was posted directly by the White House there. People, of course, went in and uncrypted it and all of that, played it backwards. Now, I think this is reverse. So this is somebody that already did the work, and I think it's Brick Suit. So this is what it sounds like if you reverse the audio. Okay, so you can hear the piano keys, but in a very low voice it says exciting announcement tomorrow. And that video was played yesterday, so I don't know what the exciting announcement was, but you know, like you could see everybody here in the comments, oh my god, it's happening. And I don't know, I really thought today it'd be a bunch of cute people in the chat. All of these blurry images was also posted by the White House, and so people have been trying for the last couple days, or the last 24 hours or so, trying to figure all this crap out. And so I don't know, it's something I just remembered. Anyways, reading through the chat, and like I said, next up we got a follow-up with Fulton County and the whole 2020 election stuff. Wrench, isn't it a tune from a rap song? I don't know. When I hear music and stuff like that, I think of tools and how it's made. I almost don't even think about what I'm listening to. I'm thinking about how it was put together. So when I hear those piano tones, I think about the plugins that are required while using Pro Tools or Fruity Loops or whatever to produce those piano keys and stuff. And I think about it like that from schooling and all of that. So I don't know. I don't recognize it from a rap song specifically, but we'll see. Russell, I'm sick of the Q shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really feel any kind of way about the Q stuff. I just don't like when I see people who are maybe gullible to it get misled by those that are overwhelmed by it and fully consumed by it, because it makes you get your hopes up and then nothing ever happens, and then you feel despair, because the Q stuff is always about, hey, life's about to get better, and everyone feels like life sucks, and so you get excited because you want life to get better. But then it keeps going and the goalpost keeps moving and moving, and then you feel like, well, life's never going to get better. And then that makes you feel worse than you felt before you ever fell for the Q shit in the first place. And so I've seen a lot of people fall for that stuff and become broken, and then come into the chat and spiral out of control and take it out on everybody else, and even like take it out on me like it's my fault. And I just don't like dealing with that bullshit. And so if I see that stuff going on, then I usually interfere with it. But if people want to believe that stuff, that's fine. And they want to reference it, that's totally fine. I don't feel any kind of way about it. I just don't like seeing people get crushed by the hopium. That's it. And that's really all I try and prevent. Zero, yeah. Here, Juicer, you're experiencing lagging? Fuck. Guess I'm judging by the blurry images, the White House hired Bigfoot to do the programming. I think you're right. Guess get your hopes up, gets intense, and then nothing happens. Like a female's love life. I suppose you're right, guess Zero, the flag one has a barcode in it. Interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it, but a lot of people were tagging me in it. Thormac, you're not seeing lag? Thank you for letting me know. We shouldn't be experiencing lag. We shouldn't be experiencing any issues. Payton, Trump did show an image of his signature on the dollar bill with a QR code. New money coming out, gold backed. Means RV. Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Peyton. Totally care. Tucker released the BB files. I heard about that, but I haven't seen any clips on it yet, so I don't know a whole lot about it. Lone Wolf text alert system, from what I've read. I was listening to people saying that shit back in 2020. I remember it was 2020 and people were saying Trump was going to command the military from some base in Texas. And he was going to storm the White House with his own military and arrest everybody. And that's why they put the gates around the White House and all this, that, and the other. And one day we were all going to receive a text message when it was going to go down and he was going to reclaim the White House from Biden and them. You see how that never happened? And there was a lot of people that were heartbroken over that. And I was like, you know what? We need to stop playing the game. Tolkien found guilty. Let's see convictions. That's what I'm saying. If we stole $5 million from the federal government, we would disappear forever. So C1, happy freedom to you. C1, isn't the piano part of Biz's "You Say She's Just a Friend"? It could be. I didn't think about that. I know what song you're talking about. I'll look it up when we're in the voice chat and we'll figure it out. Thanks for letting me know, C1. Happy freedom to you. Some crazy nights. Happy freedom to you. Steal $5 million and then get a fine. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Too real. The big announcement was him signing the U.S. bill. Oh, interesting. Too real. Going back to asset-based currency. That's good stuff. What's up, Jacob? Happy freedom to you. Lone Wolf, Klaus over there staring, looking fancy, needs a pet. He's sleeping off that fancy feast because we got started so late. I just hooked him up before we started the live. Either way, like I said, judge hears arguments in Fulton County 2020 election materials case. And there's going to be a lot of propaganda in this. They're going to be calling everybody a liar and all this other stuff. But if that was the case, then a judge wouldn't be holding a case. So they're trying to convince the public that it's all a waste of time before the court case even begins, because that's what propaganda is for. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick that you should go join jeffmaclive.com. Go set up your profile, create posts in Hooligans Alley, the forums, and the group chats. Plus, watching the live is a lot more fun with memes and GIFs in the chat. There's tons of stuff to do and new things happening every day. You can select a free membership level in order to get started. So let me drop this link in the chat. We'll go ahead and move forward here. And like I was saying earlier, we are going to be doing the voice chat right after Coffee with Hooligans over on jeffmaclive.com. Get yourself a paid membership. It's $10 for the month. You can join us in the voice chat, and there's also a link at the top of the link list link if you haven't utilized it already. And that link will give you a free 7 days of hooligan status over on the website. So you will be able to join us in the voice chat, and you'll have all week to use all the features we have. You won't be restricted from anything. And then next Friday, you'll be able to join us in the voice chat again before your membership expires. And then you could tell really if you want to spend the $10 or not. Everybody says it's worth it. You should give it a shot. Like I said, getting into this 2020 election stuff. Let's get this pulled up. Come on, thing. Fight me right at the end. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
And back here at home, a federal judge is hearing arguments today in Fulton County, Georgia. The focus is the FBI seizure of 2020 election ballots and other materials in the state. Earlier this year, FBI agents raided a Fulton County election facility, and it's all tied to President Trump's false claim that he actually won the state of Georgia in the 2020 election. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry is live in Atlanta, Georgia for us today. Skylar, thank you so much for your time. What exactly is the DOJ investigating, and how is Fulton County responding to those allegations?
Yeah, we know that the DOJ is looking into what they're calling irregularities and the maintenance of election records and ballots tied to 2020, and looking into the procurement, tabulation, and casting of the possibility of fraudulent election records dating back from that time. We know that an affidavit that we were able to look at earlier this month gave a little bit more clarity in terms of what the FBI was looking for, especially saying that it was prompted by an investigator, one of the leading investigators charged with following up on the claims that the 2020 election was, in President Trump's words, rigged and stolen, something that has been disproven time and again, not only from Fulton County election officials, but also from the Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and the Republican governor here, Brian Kemp. In terms of what Fulton County has said, they put out a statement saying that despite years of investigations of the 2020 election, this affidavit does not identify facts that establish probable cause that anyone committed a crime, saying instead FBI Special Agent Evans, who put this affidavit together, all but admits that the seizure will yield evidence of a crime only if certain hypotheticals are true. As I said, this is something that has been disproven time and again by several election officials, several courts, and, as I pointed out, the Secretary of State and Governor here. So I think it'll be interesting to see exactly what we hear from inside of the courtroom in terms of how the FBI, and for that matter, the DOJ, lays out its claims. We should point out this is federal court. That means no cameras inside, no cell phones inside. Our colleague Jake Rosen is inside of the courtroom getting all of the latest as far as the color inside of the courtroom. We know that this is a process where we will get about 2.5 hours of arguments from both sides here before we expect to see exactly what happens next in this case. We should point out the judge isn't expected to hand out any sort of rulings today, but will Mugo have to consider several things? What happens to those elections records across the board? Because remember, the FBI seized all of those documents, more than 650 boxes back in January, and has not really been abundantly clear in terms of where they are going or what they are being used for. And so the judge in this case will be essentially assigned to determining whether or not those records could be sent back to Fulton County. They will also be charged with trying to figure out exactly what this material will be used for and whether the sensitive materials inside will be used for anything beyond the scope of the criminal investigation that is currently ongoing right now. So I think a lot of things to pull from here. We'll see how these arguments continue to shape out as this process goes on and is underway.
Yeah, lots to be on the lookout for. Skylar Henry in Atlanta, Georgia for us today. Thank you so much.
Okay, so like I said, lots of propaganda in that video, just straight lying. They're just blatantly lying to everybody. They have not investigated any of it. They have not proven that it was false. They never even tried. They never even tried. They gathered evidence and got everything together, and then nobody would hold the case. SCOTUS wouldn't even look at the case. Nobody would look at the case. And so no, it hasn't been proven anything. They're straight up lying to people. So they're saying that this judge is hearing arguments when it comes to the Fed's season 2020 election records from Fulton County. They spew propaganda over and over, claiming that this has been disproven. They claim that there's been multiple investigations proving that Trump's claims are false. All of that is completely a lie, and that all of this is just an untrue statements by President Trump. They're desperately trying to convince the public that this is a big Trump lie before the court case has even begun its process. And so they're very desperate. They're showing how desperate they are in this situation. And they're going to look foolish if the court case is actually held legitimately. They don't have any weird corruption going on. They're going to see that there was irregularities. It's not about whether or not Trump won. It's not about any of that. It's about, was there inaccuracies? I don't care if there was more votes for Biden than what was counted. Like in Arizona, that's what they found out. They had an audit. They found out that there was a ton of votes for Biden that never even got counted that should have gotten counted. Now, the Democrats heard that and they just laughed at everybody's face and was like, ha, 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 Trump lost even more in Arizona. Well, whether that's the case or not, that's proven irregularities. That's proven that it is not accurate, that it was not an airtight election like they were trying to tell us. It's falling on deaf ears, though. And so here we are in this situation. Like I said, I don't care if it's one way or the other, where they're supposed to be proving, was it accurate or was it not accurate? It doesn't matter if it was red team or blue team. And so the news trying to convince the normies and trying to convince blue team, oh, this is all a lie, before it even gets his day in court. So they're obviously desperate or they wouldn't be doing that. Either way, next up, we got kind of a fun video here. It's not quite lefties losing it because they don't do that on Friday. But this is titled Beta Males, New York City Singles Spill on Red Flags and Dream Dates. This is street interviews where they're asking random people what they are into, what they look for in a person they're trying to date, how they go about finding a date, and what they consider red flags and all of that. And I think it's kind of funny, so I figured why not. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this situation with the 2020 election records being seized, and now it's finally getting a day in court. Guess if it was legit, Democrats wouldn't be fighting the voter ID. Yep, you're absolutely right. Zero, if there was more votes than registered voters, yeah, exactly. Or if there was illegals that voted, all that. Guess they fought to keep the ballots from being reviewed. Yeah, they didn't want the machines to be analyzed either. They don't want any kind of audit to happen. They did the same thing with Kari Lake. Kari Lake did her election in Arizona. They held some sort of hearing to evaluate because she was saying there was irregularities going on, and they admitted that the ballots were printed in the wrong format and that the machines were not able to tabulate the ballots because of the format typos, I guess. I don't know, them not being formatted correctly. And then they admitted to that, and then they were like, oh, well, she still lost, and called it a day. They totally admitted that it was inaccurate and then just didn't give a shit and let it go through. And they did that in front of everybody, and nobody cared. It's rough stuff. Wrench, I found it. That tune is from Jay-Z's public service announcement rap. Interesting, Wrench. Interesting. Zero the size of the paper, yeah. Cheers to you, too old to care. Peyton gaslighting, yeah, severely. What's up, Pickles? Happy freedom to you. Peyton, I haven't seen all the images. I've only seen those 3 images, but I guess there was more images posted by the White House, but they were later on removed. Stoner, remember when they blew up Kemp's son-in-law? They've done all kinds of stuff, and it just gets memory hold. Peyton. What do you mean? On my phone? Hold on a second. Let me check something. Let me check some holy notifications. Thank you so much, Peyton. Oh my goodness. You're so badass. Thank you so much, Peyton. I really appreciate all the support. You're fantastic. Thank you so much. My goodness. I was not expecting that. Thank you, Peyton. Peyton, the sleepers are going to rise up. Just be aware of your surroundings. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Pickles, 2020 was insane. It was. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be 6 years later and we're all still talking about it. Totally care, no real elections, just installments. Yeah, seems that way. What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom to you. People suck. People do suck. It's all bullshit. I know. C1. Well, steal $5 million hairs and then make the fine $6.5 million. I mean, I guess. I bet she doesn't get actual accountability, though. I know they're talking that nonsense, but I bet they're not going to be that hard on her considering she stole $5 million hairs from FEMA. Crazy nice. She just said false claim. Yeah, that's what they do. They lied through that entire video. Here, Juicy. Yeah, we can do that. All right, hooligans, move forward here. Like I said, this isn't quite lefties losing it, but I tried to find a video that was kind of funny to transition us from the news into the funny stuff. The fun stuff. This is the funny stuff. Like I said, this is titled Beta Males New York City Singles Spill on Red Flags and Dream Dates.
So people on the streets have been saying a lot to Johnny. And Johnny he just wants to play Cupid. Some women are telling us, well, you know, if some guy gives us too many compliments on a first date too early, it's a red flag. So Johnny tried to play Cupid. Watch.
Is dating hard?
Yeah, I'm 5'8", pretty short.
Have you met the men in New York City? They don't exist, actually. They're all beta males.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and there's never-ending food.
I'm a 6'7" chocolate man, and I stand out no matter where I am.
Things are about to get hot.
Are you guys single?
Yes. Kind of.
Yes.
Very single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, I'm single right now.
I don't really like to commit, and I want to go hang out with my friends and skateboard.
I'm young, and the world is my oyster.
No, I am not.
What's her name?
Sasha.
Who wears more lipstick, you or Sasha?
I would say at the moment me.
Where do young people go out and find dates now?
I go to bars alone.
Blackpeoplemeet.com.
Online.
How tall are you on the dating apps?
6'1".
A lot of vegan spots.
I don't think we're gonna find you in a vegan spot.
Only thing I'm doing in a vegan spot is looking for vegan chicks.
My only shot is out in the wild. What are you waiting for, huh?
Describe your ideal partner. I like black women.
My ideal girlfriend is a virgin when I meet her. Big stoner. She smokes a lot of weed.
Twinkish white man.
Shorter women. I don't know what it is. Asian.
Tall. I'm not gonna say toxic, but
You're into kind of the crazy.
for sure.
Some women say if you give them too many compliments, that's a red flag. What are some red flags that you have?
If they love their job, I don't like it. I need my women with a certain amount of hate in them.
Too motivated.
Bad hygiene.
They can't be fat.
Kindness is a red flag. Don't be kind.
They don't cut their nails.
I'm gonna let my nails grow because I love those nails. I'm gonna let those nails grow.
What is your dream date?
Doing something absolutely crazy, ending up in like Tijuana, Mexico. Something like Dave & Buster's.
As soon as we link up, we hit shrooms.
A trip off of some illicit, almost legal substances.
We come up on a bottle of wine somewhere, we find it or maybe steal it.
So you want to end up with a date that's going to get you a nice overnight stay behind bars.
Jesus turned water into wine. I can do that too.
Wow, Jesus, that's crazy.
Tell me about the best date you've ever been on.
I have technically never been on a date that was planned by a guy.
Tell me the best date you've been on that was planned by a woman.
I'm a little queer, but I've never been on a date with a woman either. He like picked me up and on his like motorcycle.
Had a private chef. Why didn't it work out with that girl? We were on a break.
We were on a break!
How about the worst date you've ever been on?
God, I think he talked about it himself.
One of my exes brought me to the zoo.
We got drunk way too early, and my date herself.
What? If you're giving your future partner some advice on how to date you, what are some do's and don'ts?
Don't ask me to get something from the top shelf.
Don't be short.
Don't have male friends who are secretly attracted to you. Sounds like you have some experience with that. Unfortunately.
Be passionate.
Do be a black woman.
I say do. It's being spontaneous. I hate mundane and repetitive. Throw a rock at me one day.
Throw a bar stool at you.
Throw a bar stool at me.
Oh my gosh. Do you watch Jesse Waters Primetime?
I do now.
Well, you're going to be on his show. What do you want to tell him?
Waters, what a name. Yeah, CIA agent.
Make America hot again.
Do you know who I am?
No.
Here's Johnny.
I've seen this too.
More primetime straight ahead.
Okay, all right. You can hear the entitlement when you hear the difference between what men want and what women want. And these are young people. It's not exactly what grown-ass adults want, but like that one blonde girl, she's like, life's a buffet and there are plenty. And it's like, oh yeah, that girl's the town drum because everybody's banging that. But anyways. Stupid. Guys are like, I just want a girl to like look in my direction. The girls are like, I just like to have 3 or 4 dudes so I can have options every day. And like, life is very different for us. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. Getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's Unfortunate Cookie provided by Bree. And then we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one is provided by Ghostly and it's titled, Let's Get Petty. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and that one's titled, When the Wife Makes You Mad, But You Don't Hit Women. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this whole dating in New York. Green Eyes, glad I don't have to date these days. Yeah, it's scary outside. Guess I get hit on at the grocery store more than anywhere. I can't even get people to stand in the aisle with me. Like, not at all. You would think I smell bad with the way you see people avoid me. It's like oil and water. I can walk into a crowd of people and they will make room. Guess but I'm hot and stuff. That's true, guess that's true. I don't have that going for me. Russell, those dudes were lame. They were kind of lame. Their ideas of a good date is nonsense. I don't know. I guess I'm not one to talk. I like doing sissy stuff. I like holding hands and doing forehead kisses and shit. Bring you food and water and tell you you're cute. Girls don't like that shit. They don't like that shit at all. Branch, none of those dudes ever got laid. Doesn't sound like it. Zero, they need to go bowling. Is that where it happens? Happens at the bowling alley. Guess I'm those Subaru owners. I don't know. I know. How you doing, big booty? You a good boy. I just remember we got an unboxing. Let me put that on the schedule before I forget all over again. That's the 4th time I forgot. We're doing an unboxing. Then we're getting into the unfortunate cookie and all of that. Perfect timing to remember. Because King of Biltong sent me something and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. So I get hit on all the time when I wore a wedding band. Yeah, that's true. I don't know how to make it work at this point, but if girls think you're dating somebody else, then they're attracted to you. It's weird. It's weird. I read a study at one point that said that if you smell like another woman, women will be attracted to you. And it's not that they can tell. It has something to do with like our chemistry, how we're made up. So if females smell the scent of women on you, subconsciously they're more attracted to you. I don't know. I guess it has to do with competition or something like that, but I don't know. Total Care Jeff has a box. I do. I box at Biltong. What's up, Air? Happy freedom to you. Dudden. Let's see. The guy. Don't be a killer or a whore girl. Don't be short. Oh, or be. Okay, so guys are saying don't be a killer or be a whore. Girls are saying don't be short, poor, or breathe. Yeah, that's basically it, Dutton. It's basically it. You got to have perfect teeth, nice shoes, nice car. You got to be in shape, but don't ever take time to get in shape. You don't have time to do sit-ups and push-ups. You have to just naturally be built like that. You have to have all the doll hairs, but don't ever go to work because you have to have enough time for them. If you have to go to work, they're going to cheat on you because you didn't give them enough attention. But you got to make sure you got those doll hairs. And yeah, so on and so forth. I was raised by women and I still can't figure it out. Totally care. My son says most girls have higher body counts than their age. Yeah. Well, and then online prostitution is socially accepted now. There's a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I have an OF account, so if you want to pay $2 a month, you can see me naked. My boyfriend doesn't mind, and it's like, ugh. No, thank you. Like, no, thank you. Happy freedom to you, Dutton. Thank you for joining us. Just in time for the good stuff. Lone Wolf, you tell me all I had to do was put on a woman's perfume all this time? No. It's like their sweat. Like pheromones. Like if you smell like you've been with a woman, and women will be attracted to you. And it doesn't necessarily mean intercourse or anything like that, but like just them sweating on you and being on you and stuff. I don't know. Just look it up. Like I'm saying, I read something talking about it, but I don't know. Yes, spray a little deer pee on you. Have them does running in. Here, Juicer, accidentally try to pay my bar tab with a Costco card. It works every time. This guy. What a stud. Snooks, I'll send you $1.50 just to stand up. My goodness. No, we're not sticking the bulge on the screen. Guess I'm still raised by women. Yes. Phrasing for a hard life. Yeah, zero pheromones. That's what I was talking about. Everybody's getting Paris Hilton's new perfume. Like, no. That's not what I was saying. Green eyes, maybe wear a fake wedding ring. I don't like lying. That's why girls don't like me, is I'm too upfront. I'm like, this is what I want. This is what I offer. They're like, oh, I take all the mystery out of it. I'm not fun. Ghostly, just hang out with country chicks and drive a truck. You'll be set. Yeah. They got a name for those kind of girls that hang down at the mud holes. Guess some. I wear tuna around my neck. That's not the same. That's not the same. They're like, guess some. Is your pH off? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I need to be exploiting my cat. That's what I need to be doing. And you'd be like, hey, you like kitties? I got one. You just got to come into my house where he resides. Wink, wink. Lisa, yeah, it's unfortunate, Cookies. Yesterday's was hilarious. I don't remember. Let me see. I don't know which one of these it is. I got a little pile going here. Oh, I can't find it. I don't know. Yesterday's was hilarious, though. We've had a couple doublies. We'll see what today brings. What's up, Sandra's Library? Happy Freedom to you. Some girls, yeah. Not all girls and all guys are the same. For sure. What's up, Sven? Happy Freedom to you. Too real, I'm screwed. All I get is shitted on. How would that smell to them? I don't know. It depends. If it smells like doll hairs, they're into it. What's up, Sassy Patriot? Happy Freedom to you. Sassy Patriot, girls do like that shit. Forehead kisses and all that. We'll see. We'll see. People think I'm soft or I'm scary. It's one or the other. I'm either too goofy looking with my big gappy smile or I'm mean looking. I am unattractive in a weird way. Either way, moving forward here. Like I said, we got an unboxing coming up because King of Biltong sent me something. Then we're going to be opening these unfortunate cookies, and we're going to open one of them. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick. If you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee. You can send something to the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Now, I was supposed to cut this open earlier, and I totally forgot. We're going to use this blade. Maybe this one's a little sharper. We got to see. Klaus, this ain't for you. Klaus thought his time was now. He's like, oh, shit, I messed up. I'm sorry, Dad. No, this ain't for you. Goodness. Poor kitty. Let's see what King of Biltong sent me. I'm super excited. You never have enough biltong in your life. Let's see. What do we get today? Oh, you get all this fancy paper stuff. You need to go to biltongusa.com. Get yourself some biltong. Come on, camera. Focus, you're a piece of shit. Anyways, go to Biltong USA. Check out everything they got. It's all fantastic. And if you use code Jeff in all capital letters, you get 10% off your order. So definitely go to biltongusa.com. Is this the shit? Okay. What do we got? What do we got here? Sent me 2 somethings. Goal. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We got some of this Wagyu Peri Peri. That's good stuff right here. That biltong goodness. Now the peri peri is a little bit spicy. We tried that before. It's not too bad though. He sent me some ghost stuff and Reaper last time, and that shit was hot. It's not like challenge chip hot, but it is spicy, very spicy. The peri peri is very good though. What else did he send me? I think some of the original here. Some of the original. So we're gonna crack this open just so you guys can see its goodness, and I can eat a little something while I'm sitting here starving to death, full of coffee. Let me see here. Now he actually cut this into links. Some of this biltong linkage right here. Good stuff. Fantastic. It is fantastic. Like I said, go to BiltongUSA.com and get yourself some biltong. Use code Jeff and get 10% off your order. It's so good. Don't mess with that. Thank you so much, King of Biltong. You're a badass. All right, hooligans. Let me grab a wipe here for my greasy hands. Ooh. Punch y'all right in the mouth. Told you talking to me like that. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Anyways, we're going to be trying our unfortunate cookie here in just a second. This was sent by Bree. Let's see what our unfortunate cookie says today. We got 3 left. See my pink cookie? Put it right in the camera, right in your guys' face. Oh, I'll have to tell you this afterwards, I suppose. I did something really funny on the live yesterday. It's not actually funny, but I did it on the live and I didn't realize it till last night. I ate this fortune cookie from yesterday's or whatever. We were sitting here eating it while watching the funny video, and I gashed open the inside of my mouth and I didn't know it. And last night my shit was hurting. I was eating food. I was eating, like, it was hot. It was fresh out of the oven. And my mouth was hurting. I didn't know why. And after I was done eating, I went and looked and I lacerated the inside of my mouth underneath my tongue. And I was like, how the fuck did I do that? Fortune cookie, they're sharp. Anyways, today's unfortune says, an old flame will re-enter your life and become the basis of a Dateline episode. Fuck. I don't need those kind of problems. No. Fuck, I hope that doesn't come true. Thank you so much, Bree. Really appreciate you. Goodness. I don't know what to say about that. That's rough. Anyways, let's get into some funny videos, you hooligans. Speaking of ex-flames, this first one is provided by Ghostly and it's titled, Let's Get Petty.
Y'all, my fucking ex really pulled all my fucking door handles off my fucking car and then threw them in the car. Oh my god. Y'all.
I'll stop playing around. That's a sad story. Anyways, getting into our official funny video of the day. This one was provided by Colty. And it's titled, When Your Wife Makes You Mad, But You Don't Hit Women. That'll show her. I bet he slept on the couch that night. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'll grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Goodness. Russell, that's some good revenge. Just until you're standing in fucking court. Anyways, there is the link list link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Also, I want to remind you guys we are going to be getting in the voice chat right after the live. It's already 10 o'clock. Jesus loves us. But we're going to be doing that over on the website. It's $10 for the month. You'll have access to all features, and you'll be able to join us in the voice chats that happen every Friday. But if you don't have $10, you want to see what you're paying for, use that link at the very top of the link list for a free 7 days over on the website. You will not be asked for money. You do not have to put in a credit card or anything like that. Just click the link, make your account. You'll have full access to the website for 7 days. You will be able to join us in the voice chat today, and then you'll have access to all the features for the next week. And then on Friday, this upcoming Friday, you'll be able to join us again for the voice chat before your account expires, and then you'll be able to decide if you want to drop the $10 or not. Everybody on the website says it's worth it. You should go check it out. Either way, reading through really quick, and we got the pledge coming up, and they're raiding out over on Rumble. Let me see, Snooks. Let me see. That biltong is so good. I'm starving. I'm like trying not to go back for seconds. Thank you so much, Snooks, for the $25 over on Rumble. You're a badass, Snooks. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. It says, stand up and do the booty dance. Love all of you hooligans. We will save that for the voice chat. I don't want to scar the hooligans. It's already late enough. Thank you so much, Snooks. I really appreciate you. Holy. All right, reading through. We got the pledge coming up. You didn't do it, but you did do it, Snooks. Cracking me up. We're also going to be in the voice chat right after the pledge. I'm going to have to snack on something before I get in the voice chat, but it won't be too long. I'll be in the voice chat right after the live. Wrench or bearing grease on the inside of the door handles. Yeah, that's another one. Now, if you really want to make your wife mad, you just put finger streaks down the windows. They hate that shit. Russell amputate Klaus's paw? No. A lucky Klaus's paw? Maybe. I think Klaus is gonna outlive me though. He's gonna have a Jeff Mack foot hanging on a keychain. Alright, Snooks. It sounds good. That's a deal. Hey, thank you for being with us, Too Old to Care. Much love to you. Peyton, Jeff Mack needs to find a lady who appreciates what he does and supports the effort and likes cats. Maybe a technically savvy lady who can help with the setup. Hooligans, let's manifest Jeff a lady. Well, we'll see what we can do. It sounds about right. Thank you, Peyton. Stoner Sleazy's live? Well, we might have to raid them. We'll see. Thank you for the suggestion. Lone Wolf, they have so much. I'm going to have to buy like 4 things of biltong. It is so good. It is so good. Everything that King of Biltong has sent me has been fantastic. And it's not just biltong. They have coffee too, and their coffee is really good. Everything they got is really good. King of Biltong is a badass. Patriot Dad, I've been the lookout so a date could pee in the alley downtown. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. When girls pee outside, it's cute. When guys do it, you get on a sex offender list. Life's unfair. Oh, much love to you, Rappy. Thank you for hanging out with us today. I can't believe that fortune cookie today. What the hell? What's up, Tactical? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, it's that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're raiding over on Rumble. But before we get into this, we have to cut off Twitch because the raid is against the community guidelines over there. If you are watching on Twitch, you are welcome to join us over on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, or X if you would like to be a part of the raid. Otherwise, I will see you Twitch hooligans Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans, because tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday, so we will only be live on X, Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com. There's no YouTube, no Twitch on Free Speech Saturday because their community guidelines suck, and we don't have time for their soft-ass community guidelines on Free Speech Saturday. So keep that in mind. Everybody else, sit tight. We got to cut off Twitch, and then we are moving forward with the raid. There we go. Doing the thing. A little refresh here. Double checking. Double, triple checking. Measure twice, cut once. All right, there we go. Let's figure out who we're rating over on Rumble. Mike Schwartz is live. Some of these people, I don't even recognize their name. Alistair's live. Frag is live. Angel is live. Sleazy's live. Let me see here. They got guests on. Slaughterama. I wonder what they're watching. Handy's live. Who have we rated so far this week? Rotella, Quiet Park, Grim, Wilkie. What is this? Oh. Handy must have just cut the live off. Oh yeah, right when I clicked on it. Toasty's live. Well, we could rate Sleazy. I don't know if we've ever rated Sleazy. Are we going to get acknowledged? Actually, I don't know, because their stuff is so spicy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that shit on YouTube, unfortunately. What's Toasty doing? Party Panel Fratter Day. Oh, they've been on for almost 2 hours. They might be wrapping it up. Have we rated Waffle Meat? We have not. Let's raid Waffle Meat, because they were in the chat earlier this week. So let's do that. How long have they been on? It looks like they just started. They're going to be playing Maple Mafia. Treason Community Event. I have no idea what that is. So let's go figure that out. Waffle Meat's cool. Ahem. Raid. There we go. Hit that like button as soon as you land. Let's get raiding, you hooligans.
It's my part-time job. Who gives a shit?
You're fucking welcome.
Who?
Yep.
Who rated the stream? Jeff Mac. Oh shit, there's gonna be a fuck ton of people in here, bro. Hold on. Jeff, you fucking legend! Thank you very much for that raid, brother. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good job, everybody. Happy freedom, everybody. We are about to get into some dark shit, boys. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm gonna need your help. Someone help me find the most deep fried meme possible. We are about to drop the banger of the century, son.
Waffle meat. Waffle meat.
Whoa.
He just muted us. He didn't deafen. He didn't deafen.
No, I just muted.
What's up, faggots?
Negro.
Oh, wait. I have the best one for this.
I'm Ginger, so I can say that.
There you go.
Ginger.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yes, Daddy.
Doing gay jokes without me.
Oh, fuck. Bob has Bob Ross. It's Bobception back there.
Twice the Bob. Twice the pleasure.
Wah.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. I don't want to be in a situation where they're going to say or show something that's going to get us re-demonetized over on YouTube. We don't need those problems either way. Fantastic raid. Waffle Meat's hilarious. Comes and hangs out in the chat all the time. What a badass. Anyways, we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And like I said, it is Free Speech Saturday. We will not be live on Twitch or YouTube because we do not have time for soft community guidelines on Free Speech Saturday. We're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping her up. And let's do the thing. Look how calm you are. You're a good baby. Already had that fancy feast. Zero, Waffle having a great time. Looks like it, yep. Guess sounds like Kayla is heading back to replace Caroline when she's out having a baby. Interesting. That'll be interesting because I've never seen her as the press secretary before. Zero, Handy's live with Friday Funnies. When I clicked on it, it said that his live had just ended. I think I just missed him. Oh, thanks for being with us, Zero. Appreciate you, Rappy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you, MU. Patriot Dad. Yeah, maybe next time we'll do Sleazy. Here, Juicer, did you try the Mississippi Grog? Yeah, I've been drinking the shit out of it. That's what I got in the cup right now, and it's fantastic. Like I said, I've been drinking the shit out of it. I've been going through those K-Cups. I have like 6 or 7 cups of coffee a day from the K-Cups. It's probably too much, but I love it. I love it. There's a good suggestion here, Juicer, and I appreciate you sending me that. Appreciate you, Too Old to Care. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, I appreciate you, Too Old to Care. Be blessed. Thank you, Meta. Have a great weekend yourself. Cat Dog Friday. I don't know what Cat Dog's been doing. He hasn't been live. Or at least he's not live when we're raiding out. Maybe we're just missing each other. It could be. Too real. Nah, it's not your fault on how YouTube runs the platform. It's not Hooligans on YouTube. It's whatever. The people behind the scenes. Right Mind, Levitt's popping out another kitten? Yeah, she's a producer. She's going to have to drive a school bus. Oh, I appreciate you, Salty Ginger. Thank you for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ghostly Klaus is like, yeah, you did feed me. Only half the beatings tonight. I had to file a claim against Klaus Daniels for abuse. Get some, catch you in the voice chat after I eat and beat. That's right. That's right. It's the hooligan way. Dud, my cousin has a short bus because of the amount of kids he has. That's crazy. I don't know how people afford that stuff. I can't hardly feed me and Klaus Daniels. I couldn't imagine having a bunch of kids. Right Mind, has Cat Dog ever rated you? I don't know. We might have been rated once or twice by Cat Dog. He is usually live after we're done. Like he'll be live all night and stuff. So I don't think he normally has the opportunity to raid out to us, but he responds to my stuff on X, and I don't know, he's always appreciative when we raid him, so I assume it's just a timing thing. Alright, Hooligans, it looks like we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time for Free Speech Saturdays, Coffee with Hooligans. You guys are welcome to join us in the voice chat right on the website, right after the live. I'm going to put some things together and I'll be right in there because it's already almost 10:30. I usually hang out for 2 hours, but sometimes it'll go until the birds are chirping in the morning. You never know. So get yourself a membership so you can join us for the voice chat. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, Free Speech Saturdays, Coffee with Hooligans, 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. I think that's everything. I think it is. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Find yourself some good food, have fun, and be safe. And I will try and do the same. And like I said, make your way back to us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.